Hi guys, it's Rachel with Rachel's Truth. Okay, so I wanted to come on real quick, right, and talk about the Zach and Bao and this other young lady. I cannot remember her name. Please forgive me. Who came forward saying that she was dating Zach at the same time as Bao, and that she didn't know. She didn't know who Zach was. She didn't watch Married at First Sight. And she did not know he was in a relationship. So she's considered innocent, right? This is the information that she's giving us. I was taking a look at a fellow YouTuber's videos. This is actually my first video I've watched of his, and I forget his name. But he has a lot of followers, and he's been doing reviews for Married at First Sight for quite a while, right? So he did an interview with her, and you can tell that she's a very I guess timid person, that she's like probably not like a loud outspoken type of person, that she may be a little shy or whatnot. That's what she gave off to me. And then the more that they talked and he was asking her random questions about herself, she exposed that she was a victim of sexual assault. Immediately, I related to her because I too was a victim of rape, molestation, so on and so forth, during years, rape in high school. So I can understand what she's saying when she's talking about exposing Zach, basically. One of her reasons, exposing Zach basically, because of that, and because that it's something that she did focus on being more vocal about, victim shaming and so on and so forth, and the response that she was getting on Reddit from people who were basically blaming her. And I could fully relate to that, with my situation and being in high school, and not feeling that people believed me, the ones who I did talk to, not feeling that even the district attorney believed me. And I unfortunately did not continue and pursue with my charges due to that fact, due to not feeling that I had a support system, due to not feeling that I was believed by anyone. And because of my history, because of my past, because of certain things, I felt like it would affect me. And I didn't have that support system. So I kind of just like ghosted them, and I didn't move forward with the case. So from what she is describing, she did move forward. She was in the court system, and her case basically started at the beginning of the pandemic. And at that time, she wasn't able to even have the support system that she needed, right? So I may be jumping the gun here, right? But immediately I thought, if a person goes through something like that, I guess the normal person would think, okay, you go through something like that, then maybe your defense mechanism would be up with other men, as far as what you give them of you, your body, what you give them, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so why did she become that way with Zach, as far as the head part? But then you have to also remember that, everyone doesn't have the same beliefs. Everyone doesn't hold themselves the same way. But then I took it a step further, because I'm thinking, okay, she had this incident. She didn't have her support the way that she needed by her side in the courtroom. She went through the sexual assault, and she still is most likely still dealing with this healing process, right? So she basically attached herself to this man who now basically has made it worse, right? And I'm not blaming him per se, like making it worse, because him not knowing what she may have been going through. Maybe he did know, maybe he didn't know. But the point is that a lot of times we go through so many traumatic things in our lives, and then we continue the cycle. We continue the cycle because we're not then respecting our bodies enough to not give it away to someone. And I understand that sometimes you do have this defense mechanism, right? You have these defense mechanisms where you respond differently to trauma. Like everyone responds differently to trauma. So some people respond in a way where, okay, I'm closing myself off. Nobody's getting this. This and that has to happen first before I even get close to another individual. And then you have the person who now is giving their body away to people in such a way that, it's almost like there's no self-love. But in all actuality, it's related to the trauma and not properly dealing with the trauma, which means, and I don't know if she's done therapy or whatnot, but it includes therapy. It includes being intentional about your healing process so that you don't make these type of decisions, and what I mean by decisions, I'm not saying, okay, she knew that he was in a relationship and she dated him and she pursued him. I'm saying from the text messages of a man contacting you, telling you that they want you to give them head, and you responding saying that you'll give them as much head as they want. I'm just not with that, right? We need to place ourselves in a position mentally where we have so much love for ourselves, we have so much respect for ourselves, that we're not even giving men that are not our husbands, that are not committed to us. I believe in being married and doing those things. I have my history and what I went through as a kid growing up, having a child prematurely as a teenager, and so on and so forth. But my foundation and my absolute belief in what I believe in and what I believe is decency and order is actually waiting and not giving yourself away to an individual until they've committed to you. So basically, you're giving yourself away to this man that you barely know, and he wants head, and he's calling you, he's contacting you for head. Like, at one point, like, it just sounds and appears disrespectful to me. It really does. But then you have the society that believes that, that doesn't actually believe in marriage, that believes like, they're just having fun. But there's so much attached to these connections that we have with people and individuals, these soul ties that we carry with us, that we bring to our deathbed, basically. So it's like, do you want to keep adding on and adding on and adding on? It was just like a thought that came to mind. And me also being a victim, I'm not trying to shame her. I'm trying to understand where we as people are not getting the help that we need so that we can make better decisions, right? Especially if you go through a sexual assault. Because I feel that even with my sexual assault and my molestation, it made me go through certain things